Looks like we are. Okay. I've also changed my camera to block out the light from this overhead ceiling fan slash light, and it does look a lot clearer. So let's change back over to this screen. It's darker and I can't see myself. So quest for creativity 4. Yeah. I made a quest for creativity 3. Oh, my throat. The moment I start. Very cool. Okay. I should add water on standby. So, last time in the third one, I just kind of reviewed some projects I've been working on. Since then, I have put a lot of work into the Western tabletop system. I've written a good bit of lore. I don't feel like I've actually written that much lore. I have made enough progress to be satisfied for now. And the goal for me now is to, I guess, further flesh out the details. I did the biggest, broadest parts are done, but the eternal problem has showed up. The eternal problem that I am a fiend when it comes to not being satisfied with the ideas I have. I might just disable the preview here. There we go, baby. I should have a chat thing here. I do. Okay. Again, no one live chats during these, but if they ever do, I'll be ready. I can use live chat to cover up all of the bright stuff and still see the stream information. Perfect. This is the new default for me. So, fleshed out all of the general details of like the major lore, but I can't find myself very satisfied for some reason. And it's because I always want to flesh it out more and say, okay, well, I also like this idea. I want to incorporate that, but is that straying away from the main vision? And I also say to myself, okay, is that also going to make more effort? And it is. It makes more effort for me. And I'm lazy. I'm intrinsically very lazy as a creator and a project person. I just don't have a lot of energy. I use most of my energy apparently by just existing. But but I made a lot of progress on those wide details, and I think it's just going to be a long-term project. Just keep chipping away at it. The other project I've been working on, this feels way too close. Okay. Let me see that preview real quick. Okay. If I can just leave this here. Yeah, that works. Yeah. If I move it up even more. There we go. Yeah. Oh. Won't let me. Cool. But trying to think of some of these other projects here. The Western game, it's gotten a very big folder now because I just have tons of crap thrown in there. And I've started finally throwing a few things on my PC. For the family interviews, I think I am going to go with a camcorder. I'll have to buy it. I do need to get that one started pretty much right as the new year kicks off. I start jumping into that one. Short story submissions has gone nowhere. Nest building is one I plan to work on a little bit this week. I plan on... Nest building is my project. This is kind of a life project and kind of a creative project, I guess, all in one. What really separates them? It's just a project. It is my, I guess, big major project that deeply affects my life. The nest building project is my project to buy a small tract of land and build a tiny home on it. That is my sort of ultimate goal right now. I really want to I want to move into my own space, not for the sake of being away from family. I love my family dearly and we get along fairly well. But I know that ultimately it is the next big step for me. I think it will be good for everyone. It'll usher in a new sort of age for everyone in our family. I'm one of those late termers who stayed home well into my 20s, and I don't regret that. I don't regret it at all. I've seen too many people I know go financially under trying to get away from their parents, and many of them have good reason to do so. It's just I did not buy into the major narrative about independence as much as others did. But I do think it would be good for me. I think at this stage of my life, I'm ready. I've been ready for about a year now, 2 years now, for that step. I understand most people do it much younger, but I think now I am in a really good headspace for it. And I think that I would be happy with it at this point. It wouldn't just be... because before, I wouldn't really know why I would do it. I had no reason for the independence. I had no reason for putting myself in that barrel where the entirety of my paycheck was going towards maintaining my living condition. It's allowed me to save. It's allowed me to prepare myself for putting as much as I can forward to build this small home and buy this land. The problem is primarily that I do want to build a very small home. Not exactly a tiny home, but a very small home. And I live in a terrible time for land and home buying, but I'm not buying the home. I want to build it. I want to get with a builder and draft up a few just a few preliminary plans on the type of home I would want. It's really fun to do. I've taken some influence from Japanese minimalism because so many people in Japan live in apartments for a very long time. Many people in Japan have lived in apartments, and even the people who don't live in apartments and live in more rural areas, they tend to have, I think it's largely because of Buddhism being such a pervasive practice in Japan, they tend to have this lack of attachment, and it, I don't think, is explicitly a minimalism, but often expresses itself as what people in the West would call a minimalism or a minimalist approach to life. And I'm attracted to minimalism, so it makes perfect sense for me to go this way. I'm also a big fan of, what would you call it? Modular design. I was going to say modularity. I don't think that's even a term. But modular design is very attractive. I love modular anythings. It's why I love this journal that whoa, I hit the camera. Whoa. Everything looks fine though. Okay. It's why I love this journal right here, this little Ever journal, because it lets me do modular things, like changing out the internals of it and whatnot. Let me try to move this back where it was. Screw anything up? No. Cool. But with the home, that's why I'm kind of leaning towards a tiny home direction. And I don't want to exceed 650 square feet with the build. Maybe a little over that, but not much, if at all. 650 is kind of the gold standard, somewhere between 600 square feet and 650 square feet. It would be much bigger than the many of the 300 something square feet tiny homes in existence, and it would, for one guy, it would be plenty. It would give me lots of room to invite friends and family over. And I would like to do that. I would like to host people, have them in my space rather than go to other people's spaces. I kind of like that idea of hosting because I know I do like being with people, but I primarily don't enjoy the prospect of being outside of my space. I like having my own space. So yeah, I'm a homebody. I'm a homebody, but not necessarily the sort of homebody who is antisocial. I don't think I'm exceptionally social, but I'm not explicitly antisocial, at least not anymore. I just don't like to go out. I would rather people come to my home and me entertain them and us talk, and then going out would be fine, but it would be a more rare thing. I would like to stay at my home, and also the fact that many of my friends currently live very far away, and I do have the agency in this moment to move closer to them, but we'll see what sort of land is available and where and what I can swing. My jaw always feels like it gets screwed up. And I feel like I have slightly, and I mean not even chipped, like fully broken, but I feel like I have just knocked the tiniest bit of tooth out of one of my front teeth. Not even really noticeable. Like I'm talking like a sliver of like a glancing blow on a tooth, which I don't remember how I did it. But I know I grit my teeth all the time, so God knows. I'll work towards wrapping this up. I want to keep these kind of shorter, and they're kind of doubling as updates, like project updates, life updates, and just general stuff. They're kind of fun. Just an opportunity to talk through what all has been on my head. And they've almost become almost meditative. Almost. Speaking of meditative, I have started studying for fun some Eastern religions. I have studied, or been, study is a strong term, but I have been looking into some of the Eastern religions that I really don't know much about. So, like, I've watched videos today on Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism, in the past it was some Hindi. I didn't watch any Hindi stuff recently or today. Shinto. There's tons of interesting stuff there. tons of it, lots of interesting commonalities. Also, here's a little present for those of you who have watched this long. There's a promotion right now on CuriosityStream for 40% off an annual package, which means for CuriosityStream you would be paying about $11 for their streaming service. And I think I'll probably pin them as a comment to this video. If you use the promotion code of one of the two YouTube personalities I follow, I'll post their stuff, Jacob Geller and Cogito. If you use either of their promotional codes, you can get 42% off an annual package, and you will get complimentary access to Nebula, which is another streaming platform which is much more expensive, but has far less of a user base, so that's why it partners with CuriosityStream. I see the two eventually combining into one day. But if you use one of their two promotion codes, you can get Nebula Stream for free, and not just free, but I looked through their frequently asked questions section about the partnership with Nebula, and it looks like you'll have complimentary Nebula until you're done with CuriosityStream, and so you'll have it, like, you're good. And if you ever cancel CuriosityStream, it also goes. But even without the promotion, the whole CuriosityStream package, I believe, is, let me just pull it up here. Ah, crap. Well, it would be very close to $20 for a year on the standard package, not the super HD package that also comes with Some TV, Tastemade, Topic, Nebula, One Day University, and DaVinci Kids. So I don't do streaming services. My family does, and I use their family plans whenever something interesting is there. But this one's very much up my alley because I'm always looking for sort of interesting content, and I've been interested in CuriosityStream and Nebula for a while. And since I had a deal to get two streaming services for the price of one, and not just for the price of one, price for the over half as cheap streaming service, getting that whole package was about $12. For $12 for a whole year. $12 for a whole year of all access to Nebula and CuriosityStream. That felt like robbery. And boy do I love robbery. So yeah, I'll end this video here, 19-ish minutes. Thank you for joining me here on the quest for creativity. It's a shorter one, so maybe one that people will watch. I was a little bit more, I think, directed, so it might be easier to watch this one. Thank you. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever it is for you. Yep. You guys have a good one. I will pause here for everything to catch up, but you have an excellent day, night, morning, whatever it is. Catch you in the next one.